はい、どうもこんにちは。スパイクマイスターのKoheiです。今回はプレデターエッジの開発者に質問してみたというわけで、アディダスのドイツ本社に勤めているスパイク開発者、この2人と僕スパイクマイスターKohei3人を Zoom でつなぎまして、通訳を介しながらリアルタイムでプレデターエッジの疑問点や質問とかを根掘り葉掘り聞いていきたいと思います。15分間というね、限られた時間なんですけども、できる限りバシバシ質問していきたいと思ってます。それではやっていきましょう。
こんにちは。スパイクマイスターKoheiと申します。よろしくお願いします。
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
いろいろ質問していきたいと思うんですけども、今回新しく出たこのプレデターエッジ、前作のプレデターフリークの時は、これがトゲトゲタイプのラバーだったと思うんですけども、今回このリブのラバーに改良されてます。はい。この改良したことによって具体的にこのボールの引っかかりが何%ぐらいアップするのかとか、キックの飛距離が何%ぐらい飛ぶのかとか、スピンの性能が何%ぐらい向上するのかみたいな具体的なその分析データだったりエビデンスみたいなものはありますか
？Very good and deep questions already, so I think I'll try to make it as understandable as possible. So first of all, when we introduced Demon Skin, it was all about kind of getting as much as possible grip on the ball. However, when we talk now to players in terms of feedback, how we can actually bring it to the next step, we got the feedback that it's more about having this homogeneous control. That's why this geometry that you have, like first of all, the linear more design, and also if you look at the actual shape of the zone skin, it's more to give you this kind of homogeneous control, and it's ultimately then also to improve the game of each player overall, not only in a specific, let's say, swerve situation, but it's also about dribbling the ball, like in a dribbling situation, to have the optimal amount on the lateral side or passing on the medial side. So it's very much based on player also qualitative feedback more than ever before, because we also focus now on our key female players. And as always, we don't only take kind of lab data that we usually do, what you maybe saw in the video with the robo kick, robo leg kick. So this zone skin innovation is very much based on player input and how we can help them to become the best version of themselves. So it's not always about chasing more percent, because more spin, more grip is not always equally better in everybody's game in a way, if that makes sense.
ありがとうございます。となるとですね、選手のフィードバックということで、具体的にこの女性プレイヤーのフィードバックいろいろあったと思うんですけど、その中で印象的だったフィードバックといいますか、感想はテストバッキの時の感想とかっていうのは何かありますか？
I think the kind of like the exact feedback is kind of confidential from our side, but we work quite closely with our key female players like Abidal Kemper, Tony Duggan, and Wendy Renard. But it's on the one side, it's important that we get the pro player feedback, but the more important thing is that we capture as many players as possible into the feedback process, so male, female, different levels. So that's what's leading then to the insights of the design. Of the boot. If we would listen only to one player, we would not end up with the best product in the end, because you need to get as many different player types and maybe foot shapes in a way, and technical levels as well.
I think this is maybe like a really great moment for Adidas to put also these female players into the spotlight, especially with Predator, with this legendary franchise. And I think therefore it was super important to seek like a wide range of feedback, not only male but also female players, but also grassroots players, to see what they are looking for and what is important to them. And based on all this information, we try to create the best possible design here.
ありがとうございます。こちら2012年発売のプレデターリーサルゾーンなんですけど、これパッと見の印象としてはカラーリングとかデザインが似てる印象を受けました。 このリーサルゾーンから何かインスパイアを受けた部分とか、あとこのリーサルゾーンをもう実際こう参考にした部分っていうのはありますか？
I mean, when we look into a franchise or when we are looking and starting design of Predator, of course we look into the past. This is a legendary boot, and I think us as a design team, we love Predator boots. I think with this project we weren't initially inspired by the lethal zone. We were seeking the feedback from players first, really looking into the performance, what we needed, but of course certain, you can refer to it how the colorway looks similar or something, but for us it was important first to have the performance right and not bringing back a past-inspired shoe. And for us it's really to bring Predator into the future, and I think this is what we have achieved with that shoe, to look more into a futuristic version of Predator.
Thank you for bringing this, Predator. Always good to see some things from the past.
Yeah.
この前作のプレターフリーク 10-1FG の時は片足の重量が 235g 程度でした。 27cm のサイズで。で、今回のこのプレターエッジ 10-1FG では片足 269g ぐらいの 27cm のサイズで重量になっています。前作と比べると結構重くなったなっていう印象があるんですけども、そこの今回のこの重量については開発者目線でどのように考えているといいますか、どのように捉えているといいますか、そういうのはどういった感じになりますか？
Obviously, when it's about Predator, the focus is on the interaction between the boot and the ball. So this is the key kind of focus when it comes to developing the zone skin innovation, for instance, and therefore also focusing on boot-to-ball interaction, and at the same time, based on the insights that we had from previous iterations, when it comes to stability, which was the second focus. So that were kind of the priorities in developing this shoe. Obviously, every football boot needs to be lightweight, but compared to, for instance, a franchise like the X, this is more than kind of in a way secondary. So basically, in terms of list of priorities, we wanted to actually make sure that this Predator is performing well in the interaction with the ball, and also in terms of stability, and that's why we actually got to the weight where we are. However, we get quite positive feedback. I mean, we haven't seen it on pitch yet fully. I mean, but still from our internal testing, we get quite positive feedback from the players when it comes to using the boot actually in action and in training. More to come probably also to the wider world in the next couple of days.
今回のプレターエッジは女子選手にもぜひ履いてほしいという願いが込められているというのをお聞きしました。となると女子選手の足にも合うように、ラストの設計っていうのが重要になってくると思います。横幅、そして甲の高さ、つま先のボリューム、ヒールの幅、そして履き口の高さとかですね。今回のプレターエッジではラスト設計とか、アッパー設計とかで、そういった女子選手に合うように何か工夫を凝らしたところとかっていうのはありますか
？It's very true that the last is influencing the fit, but it's not the only factor that is influencing fit. It's also the way the pattern is set on the football boot, and what we specifically focused on is also how to actually get into the shoe. So as you have the Predator Freak also next to you, what we will realize, that especially on the plus. The collar is way lower, and we made sure that it's easier actually to get into the shoe. So that was actually our primary focus right now, to make that shoe accessible to as many players as possible. In terms of actual last, it's pretty similar to what we've used to Predator Freak, but the overall pattern of the shoe, and also the way the proportion of prime knit to the zone skin forefoot also determines actually how, if the fit is tighter in the forefoot maybe, or leaving a bit more space in certain areas, and that's how it was actually optimized in the creation process. So we were not looking for a radically different fit. We were looking for a fit that allows actually to incorporate as many players as possible in the boot without having any issues. And it's one thing is actually the product side actually. So as I said, so we have actually a quite democratic fit in the other hand, but the other side is what we're focusing on right now with the Predator Edge campaign is to help female players also to contribute to the next chapters of football and also to the next chapters of Predator. So the same way, obviously every player writes their own story, but we want to give them the spotlight and the stage as well that they deserve. For instance, in the Champions League or at the upcoming Euros right now, in the middle of this year.
というわけでもう時間がちょっと来ちゃったらしいので最後の質問です。プレデターエッジ 10.1FG のアウトソールの先端に搭載されているパワーファセット、ここ単体の重量っていうのは何グラムぐらいになりますか？
I would need to come back to you what the actual weight is, because it's in combination of the full construction where it comes actually into play. But obviously it's not built to add artificially weight onto the boot. It's to actually change the proportion of weight between the forefoot and the heel. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Have a good evening.
というわけでまだまだね質問したいことあったんですけども、制限時間がね15分っていう決められたので今回はこれでおしまいです。今回の一連の Q&A をまとめると、このプレデターエッジっていうのはボールコントロールと安定性っていうのにかなりこだわって、開発されたんだなっていうのが改めて分かりました。でその中で軽いスパイクを履きたいなら、アディダスの中でいうと、X スピードフローがあったり、あと天然比較のスパイクを履きたいってなったら、アディダスのスパイクの中だとコパセンスがあって、で、ボールコントロールだったり安定性を重視するプレイヤーにはこのプレデターエッジっていう感じで、X もコパもプレデターもそれぞれにこのコンセプトというか狙いっていうのが明確になってるなっていう印象を受けました。あとはね、このリーサルゾーン開発する上で特に参考にはしなかったよってね言ってましたけども、色とかデザインは似てるよねっていうのはね認めてらっしゃったんで、今回このリーサルゾーンをインタビューの時に持ってきてよかったなというか持ってきて甲斐があったなっていうところですかね。はい。というわけで今回はプレデターエッジの開発者にいろいろ質問してみたっていう動画でございました。最後までご視聴していただきありがとうございます。この動画がちょっとでも面白かったな、参考になったなと思いましたら高評価とかチャンネル登録もぜひよろしくお願いします。それではまた次回の動画でお会いしましょう。スーパーコーヒーでした。